The Bible versus your tradition. Can you handle the truth about the Sabbath? There's a battle happening in Christianity today. It's not just about denominations, doctrines, or worship styles. It's a battle between the Bible and tradition, and at the center of this conflict is the Sabbath. Every Christian says, "I follow the Bible." But here's a challenge. Do you really follow the Bible, or do you follow tradition? Let's go straight to the source. In Genesis 2:2-3, we read that God himself rested on the seventh day after creating the world. He blessed that day and sanctified it. This wasn't a man-made holiday. This was God's divine appointment with mankind, long before there were Jews, Moses, or the Ten Commandments. When God gave the Ten Commandments in Exodus 28-11, the fourth commandment said, "Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. The seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God." It's the only commandment that begins with the word remember, yet it's the one most Christians have forgotten. Here's where the challenge begins. Can you find one verse in the entire Bible that says the Sabbath was changed from Saturday to Sunday? Can you find any command from Jesus or his disciples that declares Sunday to be holy? You can search from Genesis to Revelation. You won't find it. In fact, Jesus himself kept the Sabbath. In Luke 4:16 it says, "As his custom was, he went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day and stood up to read. He honored the seventh day." Even in death, Jesus rested in the tomb on the Sabbath and rose on the first day, not to start a new Sabbath, but to fulfill prophecy. After Jesus ascended to heaven, his disciples continued keeping the Sabbath. In Acts 13:42-44, Paul preached on the Sabbath to both Jews and Gentiles. In Acts 17:2, he reasoned with people on the Sabbath. In Acts 18:4, he taught every Sabbath. Never once did the apostles say, "From now on, we will worship on Sunday." So where did Sunday worship come from? It came from tradition, not the Bible. In 321 AD, Roman Emperor Constantine issued the first civil law making Sunday a day of rest. He called it the Venerable Day of the Sun. Later, the Roman Church declared Sunday to be the official day of worship, not by God's authority, but by their own. The Convert's Catechism of Catholic Doctrine openly states, Q. Which is the Sabbath day? A. Saturday is the Sabbath day. Q. Why do we observe Sunday instead of Saturday? A. Because the Catholic Church transferred the solemnity from Saturday to Sunday. It's not hidden. It's not a secret. Yet churches today continue to teach and defend a tradition that has no biblical foundation. In Mark 7:7-9, Jesus warned, "In vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. Full well you reject the commandment of God, that you may keep your own tradition." This is the test. The Sabbath is still the seventh day. It has never been changed by God, and no church, no council, no pope, no preacher has the authority to change what God has declared holy. So here's the challenge to every believer, skeptic, and pastor. Can you handle the truth? Will you follow the Bible, or will you cling to a tradition that the Bible never supports? The choice is yours, Bible or tradition, truth or comfort.